What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to a new video on the channel. Welcome to some more Forza Horizon 5 for today. And I am going to go ahead and dedicate this video to the good old track, the Golden Toge. It's a track that I haven't been on in a while, and obviously I play it every now and then. I'll just randomly hop on and I'll give it a shot once every like few months or so. But this used to be a very prominent like track on the channel. Like it made like a significant impact because I even like held a competition on it and everything. So yeah. I did say in one of my previous videos when I was checking out this track is that I wanted to, you know, dedicate like a video for it, or like just to make a video of you guys sending me tunes for it, and a couple of you guys did. So I'm gonna try them on this track for today's video. That's what's happening. But yeah, like I said, it's not gonna be a regular occurrence. I know not everybody enjoys when I go on this track, but if you don't like it, then you can just not watch this video, I guess. I don't know. I'm not forcing you to watch any of my videos, but regardless, I wanted to give it a shot and see what you guys have decided to send over. I have two tunes already picked out. One of them was sent very recently, and then one of them a few days before that. But I want to try them both out and see what they're like. One of them is a very specific tune for the Golden Toge, and then another one is just a tune that he said maybe Toge ? So we'll try both of those. We'll see what happens. Actually, one of the tunes is for this car right here, the MG6, the MG6, I guess you want to call it. That it's an S1, and I really wanted to try because I don't know if I've driven this car before. As you can see, they're both completely stock. Obviously, this isn't the first time that this car dropped, but they're both completely stock. So I don't know if I've ever like fully built one of these things to try it out. And this guy in the comments on my video, and this guy in my Discord ended up sending me a tune for it to try, and it's also built for the Golden Toge. So let's give it a shot and see. Here's the share code so everybody can try it. 321111627. Also my thing still stands. Race tires, race suspension, stock tires, and it's all-wheel drive instead of front-wheel drive. Okay, but my thing still stands. If the tune is ass, we do get to ban the person that sent the tune for a week. Now, this has been a rule that I've introduced a while back, and I wanted to... What? What did I press? I pressed something. Also, I turned on narration, so, like, earlier on, I launched the game and I was like, who's speaking? And I realized the narrator was on, for whatever reason. I don't understand why. Regardless, anyway, let's head out over onto the Golden Toge without me even trying to drive this thing on the road itself and see what it's like. Let's send it down. Let's send it down the mountain pass and see what happens. This is what this thing is built for. I mean, it looks like a race car. It should handle like a race car, right? That's basically it. In S1 though, we actually have some very fast times on the Golden Toge. I mean, most of these that I have on the Discord listed are times that have been set with tunes that you guys have sent me. So, at the top, we have the TVR Griffith with the 408.719, then we have the Anniversary Viper. So, lowish 4s is what we're kind of looking for here. If we go anywhere higher than that, then we already know that the tune is garbage. And obviously, we'll be able to see with my driving if I'm driving well or not. Anyway, let's send it down. Let's see what happens. It accelerates quick. Oh my god, I couldn't see. You sit so low in this thing, I genuinely could not see after the first hump there. Okay. Acceleration is good. What about brakes? Brakes are also very good. Again, we are in a race car, so I'm expecting big things from this. I'm expecting very big things. 100 mile in the corners is not terrible. This guy's definitely changed something with the brake pressure because as soon as I slam on the brakes, I'm just sliding. And I have ABS on, so I think he's done something to the brake pressure and the brake. Yeah, do you hear that? The way I'm instantly sliding in a straight line. Do I just have to drive this thing without ABS? Or at least brake as if I don't engage in ABS, because it just sounds like I'm locking up instantly every time. I mean, grip-wise around corners, it's very good. Definitely the lower speed corners. Tap off the wall. I don't really know what this thing drives like stock, but I definitely should have been able to take that corner at much higher speeds. So it's only when I lift off this thing actually turns into the corner very tight. When I'm on the throttle, it's kind of okay-ish. Yeah, as soon as I like lift off the throttle, this thing just kind of darts in. I don't know, man. It's like such a weird sensation with this thing. I feel like I have grip, and then some of the corners I just feel like I don't have grip. We'll do 2 laps of this, of course. Or whatever, two attempts or 2 runs, because I usually do that with the cars that you guys sent me. Obviously this would be more like a scouting lap, meaning that I get to see kind of what the car is like. And then after that, I'll go full balls to the wall and try to go significantly faster. Yeah, it's just a weird feeling driving this thing, because like I said, half the time I have grip and half the time I don't have grip, which I don't understand. Am I just going too fast into the corners? Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm just dumb and I just keep going way too fast into some of the corners. No, the grip is fine. I think it was just my driving, to be honest with you. I actually got a bit of understeer there. Just a tiny bit, but it was there. So we're looking at low 4s anyway. Which is what we really need to get. I'm definitely not going to get a low 4. Well, I am going to get a low 4, but I'm not going to get like as low as the best cars that we have on this list. Yep, I knew that was going to crash. Yeah, like I said, like half the time it feels like I have grip and then the other half I don't. 412? I mean, it puts it really high up with the rest of the cars. It is technically now the 3rd fastest car. I think I can probably get this thing to be the fastest around this track. I need to drive better though. I need to drive so much better. Let me try do again. Let me try go again and do another run with this thing, because I think I can squeeze off at least 4 seconds with it, because of the fact that you've seen the way I drove. So let's try it out again. I'm gonna shut up and concentrate and hopefully try to squeeze a good lap time out of this thing, or whatever, a good time. This is not a lap, it's just kind of a run on the sprint track. Ugh. Trying to stay quiet for the majority of the run because I'm just concentrating. I really don't want to mess up. I think I've done a decent job so far. Few like taps off the wall, but nothing to like actually slow me down. This is generally one of the fastest cars that you guys have sent me in S1. That's 100% for sure. It's just my driving in the first run or first attempt was a bit iffy and a bit poor, so I think my judging of this car was a little bit, I guess, a little bit I don't know, skewed, a little bit wrong, just because my driving was a bit poor. This is definitely the fastest S1 car though that you sent me, with a 4059. I mean, that's like 3 seconds faster than the TVR. This is the fastest so far that you guys have sent me for the Golden Tokyo in S1, which is pretty impressive. I'm not trying to hate or anything, but the tunes that you guys send me aren't the best. They're not always very, very good. I like this. Like I said, at the very beginning when I first was like driving it, it was a little bit iffy. Again, I'm not used to the track because I don't drive it all the time anymore, and that's probably one of the main reasons. And then of course I have to get used to the car, right? But initially I thought it was just a bit iffy the way I drove it. But after the first attempt, and you know, after a couple more attempts, even though I ended up crashing and hitting off guardrails and stuff like that, and basically slowing myself down a little bit, I restarted again, and I ended up getting that run that you just saw. It's a fast car. It is a fast car. It's a very good handling car. I mean, it's a race car, so I can't really be like, oh yeah, you know, like it's an alright car. It's pretty much a race car. Is there anything that would really change in this thing? I don't think so. I really like the way it drives. I'm not really 100% sure what the tune is like for this thing, but it's a really, really well balanced tune. The transmission setup is probably the thing that like got me the most. I guess it was just the best. Like the transmission setup for this thing was perfect for this track. He made the final drive for 6th gear to be absolutely peak speed for this, which goes to show that he's actually, like, whoever sent the tune in, this dude definitely set up the transmission perfectly for this track, because like I said, peak, like max revs, max speed, top speed for this thing was basically 6th gear, and you were just almost able to like hit it right on this track, which is very, very good. It means the gear ratios are very short and it accelerates at the corners as quickly as it possibly can. It's just a good tune. I think the guy who built this did a very, very good job. Now again, it's a little bit iffy on how this actually compares to some of the top tunes in the world on some of these S1 cars, but for this run and for this track right now, this is definitely the fastest tune that you guys have sent me in S1, and it's the fastest by like 3 seconds. Like I said, the next one down was a TVR Griffith that you sent me, and I praised that car. I thought that was a really, really good tune, and it was, because it beat out the Anniversary Viper, which is set to be the best S1 car in this game. But then again, that is someone else's tune that you guys have sent me, so it's just, like I said, not everybody's tune is going to be great, even if you pick the best possible car. This guy obviously didn't pick the most OP car in the game, I don't think. I haven't really seen anybody use this thing for anything yet. So I don't know if it is the best car in this game, but it just, surely there is that the Anniversary Viper with a good tune. That would probably be what the best S1 car in this game is. However, without discrediting this guy at all who made this tune, it's a fantastic tune. It's actually very, very good. Like I said, people don't usually send me a lot of good tunes. This is definitely one of them. Definitely doesn't deserve the ban. But yeah, this was a fun car to test out and to drive. Definitely think you guys should test it out and try it out for yourselves. Especially on this track, which is basically what this car is built for. And it's built for the little leaderboard times that we have over on the Discord. Again, link to that is down below if you want to check out the Discord and the Golden Tokyo times. And yeah, it's at the top. It's the fastest S1 car that you guys have sent me so far around this track. Well, I guess that's it for this MG. And you can see what it's like now from the chase cam perspective as well. But I think it's time we move on to our second tune. Well, let's see what that's like. Now, the second one that I got is for a car called the Nissan Sentra Nismo. So, let's enter the code in. He said maybe Toge, so I don't know what that means. 151305 It is also still front-wheel drive. He left it. It's put Toge maybe question mark. It's on race tire compound. Race suspension. Okay. And it's left as a front wheel drive, 380 horsepower. The lateral G's don't seem fantastic. The handling doesn't seem that great, but then again, it's only an A-class. I mean, in A-class, what do we really have here? I think there's maybe 1 or 2 cars that went around this track in A-class that were front wheel drive. I even think that the fastest one that was around this track, which was a Ford Focus RS, I think that one might have been a front wheel drive Focus that ended up going around the track. Do I still have it? Surely I do, right? Surely. Yeah, I think it's actually this one that went around the track. And this is the fastest A-class car that went around the track with a 435.6. Yeah, that's it's up insanely fast, but it is definitely the fastest that you guys have sent me so far. So let's try this. I'm definitely not putting down any sort of... I think I already have a front wheel drive built for this thing. I already have a front wheel drive built for this. For the Sentra. Oh my god, well this thing grips up like crazy. I don't know who sent me this tune, or is it just my own tune? Can I even adjust everything? Oops, that's the wrong thing. That is literally just my tune. Fair enough. Let's, whoops, let's swap over to this guy's tune then. And let's try his one out. Let's see. Lateral G's go down, but his power goes up and his weight goes down as well. Okay. It's because he has different tires on, right? He doesn't have the slick tires. Or am I wrong? Yeah, he has the racing tires, but he doesn't have the slick tires. Interesting, interesting choice. But if this thing actually ends up being that good, I mean, you never know. This could be the fastest A-class car as well that you sent me. But we'll see. We'll give it a shot. I'm definitely down. I don't see the Sentra on this list, so it's definitely a car that I've created. That other build. I mean, obviously it is because I was able to like actually tune the setup on it. But let's try this thing out. Let's see what it's like. Still has the wing and the splitter, I think. It doesn't have the splitter. Lots of understeer shakiness from this thing. I have to also remember that this is not an S1 anymore, so... I have to be careful. Okay. I don't know, I'm trying to like still drive it a little bit before I give my consensus of it. It understeers so much. You need to rebuild your car and have it have the slick tires. It'll make a bigger difference, in my opinion. It still grips up really nicely though, but there are areas that you can see where it just goes so wide. Maybe that's how we built this thing. Maybe he just built it like this on purpose. I'm already like significantly slower than the... That understeer is insane. That understeer is crazy. Okay. Not a big fan of it. I definitely think you should deal with the slick tires though, if you're gonna do your build. Okay, I'm gonna try to do a run from start to finish though. Definitely try to... That's probably why I did mine like that as well. I like sacrificed a little bit of power and a little bit of weight by having it on slick tires. It understeers so much. All the way up into fourth as well. When it's off the power and it's like turning in, it's actually quite nice and grippy. But as soon as I start accelerating, god. As soon as I start accelerating, it just kind of ends up understeering so hard. And it pushes this car really wide. It's just too much understeer. I think try to build your car with the race tires. As in like the actual like slick tires instead of these like kind of semi-racing tires that you have on, like semi-slicks or whatever they're called in this game exactly. Because race does not mean slicks. Race does not mean the actual proper racing slick tires. Race just means like semi-racing tires or whatever they're called, semi-slicks in this game. Which is very weird, like when you're reading that. Like, you know, a car is on like the grippiest tires is when it says slick. So I think you should maybe sacrifice a little bit of your power. Just a tiny bit of it, because obviously as you've seen with mine, it was a little bit less powerful and a tiny bit heavier, but I did have the slick tires on it. And it was only a 799, but I think mine would probably be able to handle these corners a little bit better. Like, the power of this thing is what's keeping it kind of close-ish to the rest of the A-class cars. I mean, it's a little slow. It did, what, 441? 442 puts it first, second, third. It's the fourth fastest on this track, right? And that's mostly because of its power that it's able to, like, kind of put down sometimes. And yeah, like in the corners it's like struggling, but like in the straight line, obviously it makes its time back a little bit. I definitely think this could be like a 4. I don't know, definitely sub 440, 100% with the different tires on it. Okay, I decided to use my tune for it, and just to try it out like this. So mine only makes 361 horsepower and it weighs 1,093 kilos, but I put on the racing slick tires. And I slapped a little bit of a tune on it. Nothing too crazy, nothing too insane. It's just a very basic setup. And I want to see the difference between the grip in these tires and the grip in the semi-slicks that this guy had on. Again, I haven't really perfected this tune at all, but I just wanted to see just the levels of grip with these tires. Still has the best brakes, it still has the transmission swap, or not transmission swap, but the racing transmission and all that. It does still tend to want to understeer. But exiting corners is so much easier. And I can actually accelerate. And the front end pulls me in. Instead of pushing me wide, the front end pulls me in. Like, it just feels a little bit more confidence inspiring. Just driving with the racing slicks on. And because this track has so many corners, I don't think the power is literally the issue here. I think it's just the fact that your car just understeers a lot. And again, like I said, it just feels like I have a lot more confidence accelerating out of corners. Like, there's no slip, I'm flooring it out of these corners. And it doesn't push me wide or anything. And again, like I said, I haven't really been... Like, I haven't built anything crazy with this car. In terms of, like, the tune or setup is just something basic that I slapped together real quick. But again, I just have the confidence in the corner to go fast. It slows down quicker because the tires have more grip. I can accelerate out of corners a little bit quicker because, again, I just have the confidence to floor out of corners instead of before I had to like just feather my throttle the entire time and try to not to get this thing to step out wide. Like I said, I just feel a little bit more confident with the slicks on. It actually makes a very noticeable difference. So if you're gonna redo your tune, do it with your slick tires on and then try it again and see. because it genuinely feels like a much more better put together car like this with the slick tires, and working through or working with that, like on top of having like the crazy grip, and then you just kind of set up your setup with the way you like it. I like mine to kind of oversteer a little bit. And it just feels nice and clean. Alright, I'm gonna finish this lap and I'll show you guys the time that I get with it. Alright, and that is time done. 4:34. Making this random put together car in about like 30 seconds. The fastest car in A-Class on the Golden Toge list. This is what I'm saying, right? When I say that half the people that send me the tunes for this are just, they're just not good tunes. Like, this is like, I've done the fastest A-Class time with what, like one attempt in a front wheel drive Sentra. Like, you get what I mean? Like, again, work on your tune a little bit more and then try to see what you can do. But I definitely, again, recommend with the Sentra that you do use your slick tires, because I'm, what, 8 seconds faster than what your tune was. 8 seconds is a significant amount of time. And again, it's like just a little something that I threw together. And mostly, those front wheels need to be gripping up as often as possible. You need to try and not get them to slide wide. I mean, that's your whole thing, right? If you're building something, especially for the Golden Toge, you need something that grips up insanely well. Like, it's just how it is. And again, like I said, these tires just give you such a massive amount of confidence when you're entering corners that you don't really have to slow down that much. And again, like for the Golden Toge especially, which is like corner after corner after corner after corner, you don't really need a silly amount of horsepower. You kind of just need like a silly amount of grip, you know? I don't think I'm going to give anybody any sort of bans today. In my opinion, I think they don't really deserve it, because their tunes weren't horrible. Well, the MG tune was great, I think. I thought the MG tune was quite good. Again, still probably not the best thing that I'm ever going to drive on this track, but the MG tune was actually quite good. This one, though, you definitely need a little bit of work with it, with the Nismo tune. But, yeah. That's it. Again, thanks for watching, everyone. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's little Golden Toge episode. But, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.